I mean, just to go back to the row on anti-Semitism, because Ken Livingstone, you said it was trivia. I just want to remind John Ashworth, actually, who tweeted at the time, "Enough is enough. Ken Livingstone has crossed a line. He doesn't represent mainstream Labour members like me. He has to go." Do you stand by that, John?
Yes, I do. And that's why, when Jeremy suspended Ken, I think that was the right course of action. But I do think it is right and fair and proper that Ken has the right, the opportunity to go to the National Executive Committee, put his case, and they look into it. And that's what the Disputes Committee will do.
One small correction there. I wasn't suspended by Jeremy. I was suspended by the party machine. Don't forget, last year they suspended one of the staff he just appointed.
Let's have a look at the impact, though, on the campaign, because you don't think it's had an impact.
Oh, no, I do think it
Right,
has, yeah.
but your comments directly, rather than the row that you said has been manufactured by other MPs. Because even Sadiq Khan, who, as you say, was further ahead until you made your comments about Hitler and Zionism. He said, "I accept that the comments that Ken Livingstone has made makes it more difficult for Londoners of Jewish faith to feel that the Labour Party is a place for them. And so I will carry on doing what I've always been doing, which is to speak for everyone." He then went on to say, Sadiq Khan, that your comments were appalling and inexcusable and there must be no place for this in our party. He blames you for making his campaign tougher.
I don't blame Sadiq because he was 12 years old when Lenny Brenner published his book about the deal between the Zionist movement and the Nazis. It caused a big stir at the time. Largely everyone's forgotten it. And what's remarkable about this is 6 months ago, the Prime Minister of Israel said exactly what I'd said. Now, no one's going to accuse him of being anti-Semitic.
No, but my question to you, Ken Livingstone, is this helping the Labour Party?
Of course not. But I was asked on a BBC...
So why did you intervene and why do you continue to intervene?
I didn't intervene. I was asked in a BBC interview about Adolf Hitler. I set it aside in about 30 words, and what I deplore is that those MPs who demanded my expulsion could have just gone on the internet and found out it's actually true.
Right. I mean, in Scotland, last week, the Scottish Labour leader, Kezia Dugdale, who we've just spoken to, said it unquestionably had an effect. That is, the row about anti-Semitism and your comments. So, actually, they've stopped Labour in Scotland holding on to what little they had. Do you take responsibility for that?
No, I don't take responsibility. If I'm asked...
She says you should. It was on the doorstep.
No, if I'm asked in a BBC interview about Adolf Hitler, I'll answer the question. Yeah, you won't remember any time in my public career where I've dodged questions like some MPs consistently did all the time. I was asked a question, I stated it, it's true. What's outrageous is those MPs who've been trying to undermine Jeremy, who wanted to damage us at this election, blew this up into a big issue.
Right. I have to say, Ken Livingstone, I was there for that interview, as you know, and we asked you about whether Naz Shah, the Labour MP, was anti-Semitic. We didn't ask you about Hitler and Zionism. You offered those comments and those phrases. We just asked you about Naz Shah.
It wasn't your interview. No, it was on BBC Radio.